Hey everyone, this is Dr. Rob. How are you? I hope all is well. And can you believe it? It is just, 2 weeks away from the brand new decade. A brand new decade. We are finishing out the teens 2019 and ushering in 2020. So already many people are already theming their conferences and workshops and life coaching or whatever it may be of 2020, which kind of represents the analogy of your vision getting clear and focused. And I too want to help all of you who have a passion in your heart to produce a book in 2020. So there's a certain number of slots that I am opening up, 24 slots already. We still have about 15 slots left for people who are ready and need coaching and assistance in producing their book for 2020. Let me just share a little bit about just the importance of being able to do what it is that you have within you to do. Okay? I'm sure most people, you've seen TV shows called The Walking Dead. And that's a very old type of theme dealing with zombies, which means that they have physical nature of movement, but their spirit, their minds actually dead. They're just focused on death, pretty much. Spiritually and purposefully speaking, a lot of people are like Walking Dead and just walking around, going through the mundane of life, not really feeling fulfilled because they're not operating or connected to what it is that they have in their hearts to do. For some, this is not for everyone. Writing a book or producing is not for everyone. There's so many different things to fulfill your purpose of what it is that God has created you to do. Writing is one of the things that connected for me. Now, there's a lot of different things that I do, a lot of different educational certifications that I have, but my niche that I found a few years ago, in addition to just writing my own book, I wrote this book, Mental Motivation, in 2015, okay? So that's only 4 years ago. So about 4 years ago when I produced that book, that's when I began to discover an aspect about myself. Although I've done several different things, gifting and teaching, biblical teaching, or just leadership, or just different things that I may have, encouragement, giftings that I may have that God has blessed me with. But I was asking myself for a while, what is my niche? What is that extra thing that I can do? Some people have skill sets in drawing, or skill sets in design, skill sets in singing, skill sets in trade or something like that they can help and show and teach other people or make money from it. And I kept asking myself several years ago, what is it that I can do? What is my niche? And so I discovered that when I got into the writing aspect of things in my life, of just being challenged, starting off when my daughter was younger, and her mom, my wife, has written, we co-authored a book. She started writing before I did. So she produced a book, 2 books, okay? And our daughter, who's now 14, but she used to watch her mom, and as a little toddler, she used to emulate her mom, and she would see her mom working at the computer, working on her book, and then Trinity, she would draw on her paper, her crayons and stuff, and she asked Mom for the stapler, and she folded the paper, and she stapled the center part so she can create a spine, and she would draw her little picture on the front, and she was producing a book just like Mom. So it's only 3 of us in the house, so Mom has her book that she's working on, Trinity has her book that she's done, and then she would say, Dad, Where's your book? I'm like, I don't have one. But anyway, several years fast forward, when it was really laid on my heart to do this, and I began to write. Well, before I got into that writing, I used to make excuses as to I don't have time to write a book. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I work, and all these other different excuses that I kept making. Until one day I decided to change my thought process, change my verbiage, and begin to stop seeing things of what I can't, or the glass half full or half empty, shall I say, and begin to see it as not what I am doing is preventing me from doing, but what is it that I can do to get me to where I need to go. So if I wanted to write a book, I began to change my verbiage to I can't, I don't have time, to how can I make time to do it. And when I decided to change my paradigm, that's when God began to show me different ways to be able to, the time that I was, no different additional time, but the already time that I was doing in my day-to-day routine began to show me pockets as to where I can fit in writing the book. And that's how I end up producing this first book. So now, 2015, I began to get into the routine of doing things where I used to spend time just in my commute to work, riding the train, commuter train, sleeping. I couldn't wait to get on that train and take a nap. Once my paradigm shifted, taking those little naps on the train, those last 30, 40 minutes on the train, became a waste of time. And I no longer desired to nap, but to be producing. And so thus started my journey of producing and writing books. And so now I have, I think about 5 or 6, 7 books later that I've produced myself. And in the midst of that journey, others began to see. And that calling, the gifting that they had, the story that they had within them, that desire to become an author, to get their story out, to get it produced, for others to be able to see and read and enjoy, or be empowered, be enriched in their lives, they began to reach out to me. And so one by one, for the past couple of years, people began to reach out to me. Hey, can you help me do my book? Can you help me do my book? Because they began to see the pattern of, he's producing books. He seems to be, knowing what he's doing. So now, I'm like, wow, I think I found my niche, how we pronounce it, of something, not to say that that's everything about me, because there's so much, so many different things that I do, but that extra oomph that really connected with my purpose in this life of helping to empower and encourage people. And in this aspect, helping to empower and encourage people in writing their story, their book. Because everything that we have today, somebody wrote about it. Somebody shared their experience, the revelation that God gave to them, the journey that they went through. It was recorded so that it can pass on from generation to generation. So the story is not forgotten, so that the foundation is built. Someone has to read the blueprint. Someone has to know the history as to where you come from, how this particular culture did what they did. Someone had to write that. And so that's why it's important, regardless of how many books are out there, just like there's a caption that goes on social media, don't let anyone tell you it's already been done. When you go down any grocery store and you go down the beverage aisle, you'll see all types of brands. Some of them are repeated flavors, but they're different brands. Gives you a choice. You get to choose. The consumer gets to choose. But it's out there. You go down the bread aisle, so many different variety of different types of breads. Some are repeated, but different brands. But you as a consumer get to choose. So that's what I want to help people who desire to become authors, or either people I've worked with already to produce their next, second, some on their third book. that I've helped produce. So I'm very proud of that, proud of them. And if you are one of those people, by all means, just make sure you go to the link below, which is ofmbi.com/ready.html, and you fill out that form. We'll stay in touch and keep in contact. It's just to say, hey, I'm committed. I do want to do a project in 2020. Doesn't mean that you're about to start right away, but it means that, hey, I want to get on that list to be one of the 24 that you're going to work with to produce my book, to get my story out there. I had the opportunity to work actually with my mother, who reached out to me from St. Louis, to work with this author, Mr. Eugene Teddy Willingham. Awesome story as to how God transformed his life. And the title of this book is called From the Streets to the Throne. So we know someone who's dealing with, especially the young, I don't want to say just guys because it's females and males, but kind of the street mentality, the gang mentality, into those things, not necessarily some by choice, some, just by circumstance. But this book will really minister to show the transformation of what God can do in someone's life, of not giving up on that person that you think is lost. This is a great book to be able to share that story and get that out to them. I was blessed to be able to work with them. These are a couple of books that I've done and worked with several other authors, got more books coming out for myself and also other authors that I'm working with. So I just want to encourage you, 2020, brand new decade, and I'm not trying to be cliche or say, the slogans and all of that. I'm just simply saying, hey, get on purpose. Time is not waiting. We are in a brand new decade. Time does not wait for anyone. Anytime I talk in my seminars and workshops, I always tell people, time is not our friend. It is not here for you. Time has an assignment. It has a designated start time, and it has a designated end time, when God has already predestined that time to be according to our time frame. It's going to happen. It's not going to wait for you. While we were talking, while you're listening to this, time kept moving. It did not stop. So you got to understand that we don't have the time to waste. We're just supposed to be good stewards of it. So make sure that you get connected with who you are, what you're to do, and let's get going. It may not be authorship. It may be something else. Whatever it is, you research out that information. Search out those people that can help you get there. But get moving. We are just a few days away before we transition from this decade into a brand new one. So let's go forth with passion, with commitment, with tenacity, with excitement of great things that's to come. So God bless. This is Dr. Rob signing out. And if you are one of those 24 people that I'll be working with this year, I will be definitely honored and privileged to do so. And we'll talk, discuss, and we'll get things happening and get that book produced. All right? God bless you. Take care of yourself. And remember, be in purpose, on purpose.